Hi everybody, good morning. Holly King here. Hello YouTube and everyone else that sees this post. So it's Friday, it's July the 3rd, so it's the day before Independence Day. Be interesting to see how we celebrate that in America during our COVID diaries and our riots and such. But anyway, overall though, I think America's ready to go, look, let's just celebrate who we are, and stop with all the crazy shit. But it's probably not gonna happen. I have to accept where we are in life and in society, and be a positive person in the midst of a pandemic, right? So these are our COVID diaries, but I'm actually kind of posting this video more for my Lupus Warriors group. That's where I want this to be directed when I do upload and then actually share this video for encouragement for people who have been diagnosed with lupus. So I'm waiting on additional testing and some combinations of some stuff going on in my body, like an autoimmune, right? And so it's interesting when we realize, the body gets inflamed for multiple reasons. Stress, anxiety, fear, emotional impact, things of that nature. And so as a Reiki master, someone who's very much in tune and intuitive with my body and also with my clients, since I'm a body worker, like it's an interesting process to go through such a serious disorder. And so it was funny, I told a lot of my friends and peers, I'm like, okay, so I just get to play with this diagnosis now and see what I can do to work with my modalities to heal, rest, and restore the body. But it's actually more than that. Our body systems, when they're inflamed, it's a matter of bringing in that cool, crisp energy. And so I noticed, like, you might have saw me make a turn real quick away from the sun just now. And so I've been up since 3 a.m. Spirit woke me up and just said, okay, you've had enough sleep. So I slept about 7 hours, I slept good, but I was just called to get up and start to pray for people. So, and not just myself, because I know that right now in our society in 2020, there's a lot of cray-cray going on. And so autoimmune disorders are going to come out and present themselves in many, many different ways. And so for people who suffer with some of the top four, lupus, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, and what I would classify as like the rashes, which is called scleroderma. It's so hard to say, but I get it. It's basically scaly skin. So anyway, derma, right? But a lot of these, and chronic fatigue, those really the top five. Chronic fatigue syndrome, which comes from adrenaline fatigue and poisoning. So quite the journey to have to experience something like this going through my body. And so for those of you that know me personally know, since the COVID shutdown and the chaos, my body just went, whoa. Like, I think sometimes we see so much pain and stress in the world, and as empaths, we automatically like lock in, right? We're going to lock into what's going on in the screens and on technology and in our world and in our family dramas. And so when we get pulled into that stressful energy, our bodies shoot out all of this fight or flight hormone, all of the adrenaline just flows through our body. And so once we get hooked onto like that rush and that fear of going, oh my God, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, we start to do and we do and we do and we do too much, right? And so finally our body says, that's enough. Like, you have just spit out your allotment of adrenaline for the next like 40 millennia. So and so here we are, right? So what do? Well, for me personally, I'm doing everything that I know to do as a holistic practitioner to walk through the steps of clearing my system. And so I'm 11 days alcohol free completely, and that's not easy. You know, you think just having that little glass of wine every now and then is not a big deal. It tastes so yummy good. You sit down, you're like, But for me, it is like toxic freaking poison. Like, it's like this much will kill me. So it's been hard because alcohol is such a social substance, you know. But I don't want to die, right? So anyway, and then I realized that I was taking in too many glutens, and so I am about 6 day, almost gluten-free. And that's hard because your body craves those sugars. You need some carbohydrates to keep your energy going, right? So I'm having to like play the bait and switch game. And when I'm having those moments of I need sugar, I need something to like boost my energy, you know, I'm doing the things, the steps that I know to do to go, okay, Holly, tap into your wheelhouse, right? What is it that you can swap mentally and go, okay, I can't have a no-bake cookie, which is my favorite thing on the planet, but I can like stop and have some nettle tea or something, you know, put a little agave in there and just be mindful of my taste buds. Because one of the things I've noticed as far as symptomatically with what I've got going on, like my mouth is on fire, I'm blistered, like all of this, right, is just pissed. You know, this part of my face is pissed. And so as a body worker and someone that understands how energy flows through the body, like there's a lot going on when this part of the body becomes inflamed. And so, you know, crises, when we cry and we see crises, you know, that affects our brain. It affects our mechanisms of survival, which is root chakra energy. And so I've been really, really blessed to have like a mom that helps me along, and she sees what's going on with me physically, going, oh no, daughter, you're not tapping out yet, you know. So she's been juicing for me, and so I've been drinking a lot of celery juice, beet juice, carrot juice, and so I feel better in some aspects of putting all those nutrients in my body. And you know, I've started myself back on a liquid B12. I'm taking some higher doses of CBD oil, like ingesting it, plus the salve that I get from 502 Hemp Wellness in Louisville, Kentucky, and you can order online. I've been using the salve now for many years when I have these eruptions and these outbreaks, and so I can safely say the salve is one of the things that just soothes the inflammation. So, and I'll use a little bit of a bacitracin on my face, but you know, I've been using different things like steroids to try to clear up the rashes. And actually, I think some of the scarring and some of the overuse of steroids has kind of eaten away the top dermis of my face, because they say don't use them prolonged, right? So this is a learning experience. And so I want to share these videos and this journey that I'm going through with the public. And so, you know, when you get into autoimmune disorders, you really, really have to look at what's going on in the mental health of the person, because food is medicine. And when we eat garbage all day and we go 90 miles an hour and we don't stop, then the system, you know, is going to process that sugar angrily. So think of becoming very hot, very acidic. You know, you're trying to find the cooling energy of foods of the earth in order to sustain the body while you're going through 8,000 things at once, which all of us do. So I am not a special case here. You know, I am the norm. However, I think I'm such an empathic person and such a giving person that, you know, in the last few years, like I kind of gave away my power to other people. Yeah, I'm silent on that, right? You know, and so recognizing the patterns of stress and anxiety when you see other people suffering as an empath or even as a Reiki master, we have to realize that that energy, that divinity, that life force that God allows us to have on our journey has to flow through our bodies synchronistically. So rhythms, you know, women are hormonal beasts. We're very much empathic and very sensitive to, you know, our environment, especially if we've had kids or, you know, we're older in years. And so, not to say that the guys aren't sensitive, because I've met some pretty sensitive guys, and they're pretty amazing. Although they can throw us girls for a loop. It's like, whoa, you know, okay, there's one of us in a he's got a penis, you know. It's like, okay, but you know, comedy, laughter, things like that are what are going to sustain you through the pain and the stress and the anxiety until you can seek, you know, additional help. And so I am not opposed to modern medicine by any means. I'm opposed to over-medicating, which is part of the story anyway, of the anger and the inflammation. So, you know, Big Pharma wants to go ahead and just give us a pill and not deal with what is going on in the mind. So, this morning I want to encourage those of you out there suffering from any type of autoimmune disorder at all, whether it's hives, whether it's breakouts, whether it's acne, whether it's lupus, you know, chronic rheumatoid arthritis, you know, I'm curious of what your go-to healing modality is. And so for me, today I am on my way to get some acupuncture. My acupuncturist knows the triggers in my body. She's very familiar with my story, and she's been treating me now for close to 2 years. I don't go all the time, but I know today, just sitting in that quiet space, she's going to look at what's going on in my skin and, you know, talk about the feelings I have through my bodies. And she got a protocol for that. You know, will it completely eradicate everything and make it go away instantly? No, probably not. But I can tell you, I'm sure if I stay away from sugar and wheat and alcohol and continue to do this self-care, that I will get better. And so I'm holding space for my own health, because as a body worker, as a massage therapist, as a Reiki master, you know, I know these things are very helpful to the body. You know, what I'm going through came from environmental stress. And we can talk all day long about what is environmental stress. So you could give me an example of the kid is screaming and his diaper is poopy and my husband hasn't been home in 6 days, and whatever the case may be, and I can't get my unemployment and the riots are here and oh my God, shit is falling apart in my life. What the hell? That's environmental stress. And so I'm here to help people. I'm here to talk to people, talk them through the stress and anxiety of what's going on in their bodies. And so if you have any questions, you know, I do sessions for this stuff, but it's more than that. And especially when I go to these groups that are here to support each other, you know, it ain't about trying to sell something, people. It's about finding the power and the dignity to stand up and go, yeah, like my body's pissed, and chemically, if I've lost 150 pounds, let's say chemically, and I ate a bunch of crap food for 38 years of my life, and I put all the chemicals on my body and all the things in my environment, you know, once you clean up the system and you start to try to put that crap back in your body's gonna fight you. So when you become more holistic and you become more natural and rhythmic with the earth, you have to realize that you're not going to be able to eat a whole box of Twinkies and feel good the next day. And you may not even be able to have a shot of Kentucky bourbon and feel good the next day, because one little eruption, and when you don't stop that trigger, it will turn into a complete autoimmune. Your body's going to hit you. It's called anti-nuclear, you know, antibodies. When I think about something nuclear in my body, I'm like, okay, hold on. Is there an atomic bomb going off? Because I'm feeling so good now. So think about that. So walk with me on this journey. Be present to what's going on. And when you're around me, it's not COVID by any means. And it's also not leprosy, you know. So I see hundreds of bodies a year, and it's the coolest thing ever. It's the best career path I could have ever chosen, even though I've, you know, rocked out probably too much work. But oh my God, it taught me a lot about the human body and the mind and the spirit, and there's just nothing more beautiful than that. And so I'm going to heal this thing up so I can stick around and teach people how to get through this process. And so send me love as I send you love. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed Friday. Share this video with anybody that's suffering. And, you know, I'm on YouTube just sharing some of my COVID diaries journey, because I still feel like I'm in the twilight zone. So, but anyway, I love you all. Be safe, be pure, and above all, have some grace and mercy for yourself. So anyway, happy Friday and happy independence. We love you. Bye.